Time to turn in. So you better tuck your patient in bed and get a good night's sleep.
Yes, I should be up there now.
Tell me, is it true that doctors get a night off once in a while?
If you had a night off, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Wouldn't I? Wouldn't I?
Good night, Doctor.
Good night.
Well, another stormy weekend. It is my night off. Well, anyway, the rain will help Jane on her day off.
Mr. Edwards, you shouldn't be in here. Come, I'll take you back.
Don't be afraid. We won't let the storm hurt you. You're coming back to your room, aren't you, Mr. Edwards? Aren't you, Mr. Edwards? That's fine. Come along. Take care of him, Frank.
Yes, Doctor. Come along, sir.
Are you all right, Elaine?
Yes. Stay there, Mrs. Stewart. It's all over.
Oh, he killed her. He hit her on the head and he killed her. Her husband killed her.
This became very violent last night. This morning we found that he had a key hidden away. I ordered the lock on his door to be changed. As for Mrs. Stewart, she's suffering from hallucinations. She keeps insisting that she witnessed a murder, which obviously... Come in? Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
They told me I'd find you here. I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. It's kind of rough, isn't it?
Yeah. She's out of her head. She's got a crazy idea she saw a murder. What am I going to do?
You're going to sit tight. She's in good hands.
So they keep telling me, but... Oh, she's getting worse. Now, I'm thinking of taking her back to San Francisco, to a hospital there.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Lieutenant. Dr. Cross is tops, you know that. You brought Harvey in to consult. You can't do any better than that.
But I can't just sit around and watch her get worse. I've got to do something.
Lieutenant, I wouldn't try to kid you for the world. So far, we've tried to snap her out of it with quiet and rest and simple foods. Well, there are a dozen other things we can do. Electric therapy, insulin shock.
Insulin shock. They use that in the Army on guys who blow their tops.
Sure they do, because it often helps. But you're not going to turn it down on that account, are you?
No.
Well, relax. The setup here is perfect. Everybody's rooting for you. Now, just take it easy.
You mean that? Okay. Say, put in a couple of extra licks, Doc. I'd kind of like to take her home soon.
Okay, Lieutenant. We'll do everything we possibly can for her.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye.
I beg your pardon.
Look at this. Mrs. Cross is dead.
What? The body of Mrs. Margaret Cross, wife of the noted psychiatrist, has just been recovered from its resting place among the rocks at Point Lobos. Mrs. Cross has been missing since Friday night. Coroner Jess Haynes has pronounced the death accidental.
Good morning, Doctor. You have our deepest sympathy.
Thank you.
I'm terribly sorry, Doctor.
Thank you. Will you come in, Miss Drew?
Yes, sir. You're the perfect picture of a heartbroken husband.
Am I?
I've missed you.
Driving back, there was time to think. I got to thinking about you. I asked myself, is she worth what I've done?
Well? That was a very satisfactory answer.
How did things go while I was away?
Oh, darling, things are going so well I can hardly believe it.
What do you mean?
Mr. Edwards got out during the storm. He went into a room.
What?
He went after me. I struggled with him. She woke up and confused Mr. Edwards with you. She was thrown back into that night at the hotel.
Oh, Elaine, that undoes everything I've tried to do.
No, Stevens and Miss Hatfield heard her. They're convinced she's insane. Now, no matter what she says, they'll think she has hallucinations.
I see.
But you don't see, darling. Before you were trying to make a threat. Now she can talk her head off and no one will believe her. If we can encourage her to talk, convince her husband that she's insane, we can keep her here as long as it suits us. Then have her committed.
Darling. Janet, darling. It's me. Wake up. I'm here, dear.
Oh. I've waited all night for you, darling. What took you so long?
Don't worry, I'm with you now.
We have to be out by morning, Paul. They won't let us stay.
Lieutenant Stewart. You shouldn't be in here.
Paul! It's him!
Who is it, dear?
Him! He killed her. He killed his wife. He picked something up, Paul, and he hit her with it. He was arguing with her, and he killed her.
I know, dear.
You've upset her, Lieutenant. You shouldn't have come in here. Come outside with me. Give her a hypodermic, nurse.
Don't leave me here. You'll kill me. Come back. Paul, no.
What is it, Doctor? What's happened to her?
Lieutenant, I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. What you've just heard is something I've been afraid of. There are times when patients emerging from amnesia suffer from delusions. It doesn't happen often. I'd hoped it wouldn't happen in her case, but you heard her yourself.
But why?